Full count. He's going to do this again. And now the 3-2 pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball right to Naylor and a toss over the first. And that is in time. And the Mariners finally get the win. They even the series at 1-1. And it's their first home playoff win since 2001, Game 5 against the Cleveland Indians. And you got to give it to the credit of Luis Castillo trying to grind it as much as he could. And then Jorge Polanco's two home runs off of Tarek Skubal. And then Julio Rodriguez with a clutch RBI double. And then Andres Munoz getting that save, the 1-2-3.
Since 2022, I have been building the Rooftop Sports YouTube channel, and I want to thank all of you for your support and engagement. Without all of you, there is no Rooftop Sports. Now, if you would like to take your support to the next level, join my exclusive YouTube membership program for just $5 a month. Get first access to new videos, ad-free content, and exclusive insights from my fantasy sports, as I do play many fantasy sports leagues. Plus, follow along with my softball seasons like never before. You also get access to my own emojis to use to comment on my videos and my live streaming shows. For just $5 per month, become a bigger part of my community and get ready for unparalleled sports experience. Let's do this.
How are you feeling?
Man, I've been under the weather actually today, and oh man, what a win! Season saving. They had to win that baseball game. They found a way to do it. They beat Skubal 3 times on the season. Now you go into Detroit, which with what I think you have some favorable. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. I'm sorry. Favorable pitching matchups, and you're right back in this thing. But man, they never make it easy, do they?
No, they. Otherwise, if everything was easy, I guess everything would be boring. I guess that's what the Mariners are trying to teach us. They just want the game to be as exciting as possible, but in the most unnecessary ways. And I'll admit it, before going into this game, I was thinking a lot of things. I was thinking, like, first, let me tell you this. I woke up this morning with sleep paralysis. Have you ever had those before? Yes.
That's like you can't move, right? Or something.
You can't move and you're still conscious, but you can kind of move your head and your hands are like,
yeah.
And I was like shaking my head like, and I was starting to think that, you know what? The Mariners gave me sleep paralysis. So that's how my day started.
Well, and then, not to change sports, but the Seahawks game was a tough one. That was kind of a brutal loss. And, it looked like the Mariners were going to take this one, and then they give up 2 runs in the 8th. Just incredible. Just an incredible win. And, in good shape. You would have loved to got both of these in Seattle, but you had to get one, and they did that.
You had to get one, which you absolutely had to do. And before this game, like, I was thinking like the worst possible things, like Tarek Skubal's pitching. He's nearly unstoppable in the playoffs. And of course, there's like everyone's saying that, well, the Mariners are 2-0, but that was regular season, and they just happened to catch him like at the most perfect time possible. So I was banking that it was going to be a tough game, which it was. I mean, credit to Tarek Skubal. He's as usual, like 9 strikeouts, 97 pitches, only 5 hits, and the only 2 big hits he really gave up was home runs by Jorge Polanco, which was absolutely insane. Like, you'll see my reactions eventually that I was just like absolutely just shocked, especially the first one's like, is that going to go? Because I don't have the camera angles.
Right.
And the second one was like, wow, that really went. But yeah, that's what my mindset was. And then if they would have lost game 2, going into Detroit, where the Mariners typically don't really do well in Detroit either, like, and I was thinking like in game 1, we saw that 0 for 28 other than Julio and Cal Raleigh. And I was like, if the Mariners can't even get hits off of a bullpen day, how are they going to do it against Tarek Skubal? But they actually kind of did. They got 5 hits off of him, which I guess they arguably did better than the last game against bullpen. So it was very impressive. And how about Luis Castillo he wasn't great, but he also got himself out of the game. 85 pitches. He had 4 walks. Like, I've noticed in the first part of the game, his command was just not there. And it was an absolute miracle that he got out of it. So I could see why he got the standing ovation because he did fight for every bit of out possible just to get out. And other key moments of the game, and I know I'm just monopolizing the conversation, but how about Dan Wilson making that big move to take out Luis Castillo, especially with Kerry Carpenter, because it was like aligning, right? Jorge Polanco hits that solo home run to
In
make
the
it a
fourth too.
game in the fourth, and we're going to the top of the fifth, same situation. And Dan Wilson's like, no, we're not going to let history repeat itself. We're going to bring in the lefty, just like what Dan Wilson probably should have done last night. So I think they were just not going to make that same mistake. And what do you know? Gabe Spire just strikes him out. And he just pitched absolutely amazing. But I'll let you say other things because I've really just been going off because
You're good, man. No. You are absolutely fine. Yeah, I mean, yesterday stuck with Kirby against Carpenter. That was I know we kind of talked back and forth about some of the Dan stuff. I know you were a little harsher than I was yesterday, but I definitely thought could have gone to Spire there yesterday as well. It was the same spot, 4 2/3 for Kirby, literally everything the same in that situation. And today goes to Spire early. And I mean, he has been so good this year. Gabe Spire gives him an inning and a third. Bizzardo is fantastic. The bullpen really, I mean, Brash is a tough one, right? Because like the walk was bad. Naylor, though, boots probably a double play ball or at least an out. The pitch to Torkelson wasn't terrible, but he had just been throwing him sliders that he was missing. I don't know why he tried to buzz a fastball in on him there. Wasn't hit all that hard. Brash is a tough one for me to judge. I don't think he was as bad as 2 runs, but I don't think he was great either necessarily. And then Munoz I was a little bit nervous too, having pitched 2 innings yesterday. That was as good as I've seen him in a while, to be perfectly honest. So bullpen has really been fantastic all series. Outside of Vargas yesterday, they've really done a solid job and they need it.
It was really just the volatile ones, right? Like Vargas yesterday and Matt Brash. Like there's that Matt Brash is like that love-hate. You either love him or you just completely hate him. Like when he is dialed in, like he's like nearly unstoppable and he's scary too. But then there's games where it's like it's in the outside, it's going everywhere. Now the fastball, was it like in the corner or was it like down the middle?
It was kind of up and in. So he kind of inside outed it. It wasn't like he kind of jammed him on. I mean, he got enough on. It was hit at 85 miles per hour. The exit velo on the hit. So, I mean, he got a decent bat on it, but just kind of went down the right field line there. It was just more of like he didn't seem to be catching up to the slider, or not catching up, but not making contact with it. So it just seemed like Brash maybe getting a little too cute trying to go fastball there. And I wonder if he was trying to go up a little bit more out of the zone, try to get a swing and miss at the top of the zone. But yeah, I mean, like you said though with Brash, like I mean, he's the guy I'm most screaming at, going, I'm done when I see him walking people. But then sometimes you see the stuff and it's like, I don't know how the guy gives up a hit sometimes either, with the stuff. So it's one of those things where you can't not go to him, obviously, because of the stuff is so good. The issue with Brash, it's kind of just always been the same, right? He just doesn't have a lot of clue where it's going. The stuff is as good as anybody in baseball. And really his walk rate isn't high or anything either, but it just seems like there's always a critical walk. I don't know. All his underlying data is fantastic. So it's kind of a hard guy to judge, but I'd be lying if I wasn't nervous when he comes in. But I guess playoff baseball, when are we not nervous at any point?
Yeah. I mean, I'm willing to take ownership that I remember I was saying it during the live streaming, like, because those sliders was just driving me nuts, and he kind of got lucky with the swinging and with that one swing and miss because it was like going way outside the strike zone. And I actually was like, yeah, if you just pitch a fastball maybe on the upper corner, because sometimes you don't really get enough wood on inside pitches. I thought that may have worked, but also sometimes you just get hit off of it and it goes to the weirdest spots. That actually happened to me in softball, my championship game last year. I was trying to pitch these guys inside, and they were making just a bunch of stupid swings, and it somehow just went to the right side all the time. And that's exactly what I saw. But it is what I wanted. So I didn't fault him for the fastball. And I know the broadcaster's like, how could you pitch that fastball just right in there? But I was like, I think it still could have worked. It's just, I think it was like what, Spencer Torkelson, like he just
Yeah.
happened to be there, and I don't think that he would have swung at another slider because it was just happening too consistently way outside. So I didn't fault Matt Brash for pitching that fastball. I didn't fault him for it. It was like, and I didn't even fault him for the location. I think it's just Spencer Torkelson just happened to just get a good swing on it. So
Yeah.
I still think it was a good pitch. It's just that Torkelson got the contact. That's all.
Hey, no, I think that's a great call, honestly. Like, and listen, there's no bad team in the playoffs, right? Like, Tigers are good. That they can make punish mistakes and give them an extra out, and look what happened. Naylor bobbles that grounder, and then I also thought Polanco maybe had a chance to get him, then he underhanded. I thought that was kind of weird. I thought maybe he had a chance to still get. I think it was Green that hit the double play. But yeah, you're right. I mean, it really wasn't like a bad pitch or anything like that. It wasn't a cement mixer over the middle of the plate. It was just fastball up, and Torkelson went the other way with it. And, it's easy to say now that we won, but that is baseball. I mean, we've seen it happen. And one thing you can't do, you cannot give teams extra outs in the playoffs. Cannot happen. And that was almost 2 extra outs. You never assume a double play, but it probably would have been very close at minimum. So can't give teams extra outs in these games.
Yeah, before we get into, and we didn't even talk about the fact, how about Cal Raleigh and Julio Rodriguez in the bottom of the 8th? Within like 5 minutes, they just immediately they were clutch. 2 doubles and including an RBI double by Julio. I mean, it doesn't get anything better than that. Now, they should have got more runs. Like, when I was like watching Suarez, I was like, okay, Suarez, you don't have to hit a home run. You can just hit a nice little poker somewhere. And then we saw him hit the ground ball. And initially I was like, man, Julio, what an idiot. Why were you running? And then we were like, oh, wait, but he was trying to break up the double play. So he kind of did it on purpose, because had he just stayed at third, then that's just an easy play to second base, because Polanco doesn't really have much feet, and then a double play. But aside from that, then we go to Munoz. Can't really say too much. It was just absolutely amazing. There was a little bit of a scare, though, because Parker Meadows was just
wouldn't die.
wouldn't die. And I just happened to remember him too well, because I just happened to watch him rob a home run from Cal Raleigh last year, and his numbers are at least 270 against the Mariners. So I was also like, hey, this could be the dangerous X factor, but it's a nice little grounder to Josh Naylor. And by the way, Josh Naylor, congratulations on having the baby. And you know what? Maybe you could use that paternity leave break so you can get yourself mind focused and then get remotivated once you have your baby. So if you take that leave, the Mariners will just have to find ways to step up. And that's why maybe Ben Williamson maybe gets a start at third base. And maybe you just put Eugenio Suarez at first base, because if he can capably field third base, I mean, I don't see why he can't play first base effectively. So we just want to go over really quickly, because I know you're limited on time, because I know you guys do your big video. But game 3 is going to be Jack Flaherty and Logan Gilbert. I definitely expect that to be a tough matchup, because Jack Flaherty has been doing pretty well in the playoffs, and the Mariners tend to struggle on the road, especially with their pitchers, but their offense might just make up for it. So we'll have to see. But a lot of factors going into the game is going to be, do the Mariners offense finally get off the ground? And does the Mariners pitching also hold up? Because they don't tend to do very well in Detroit. I mean, we saw in 24, this year, sure, they did fine. But again, they caught Detroit at a really good time. But in years past, we have seen just brutal series in Detroit. So my keys is going to be, just got to score those runs early, and pitchers has just got to find a way to just figure it out and shut down the Detroit Tigers, because it's not going to be an easy 2 games in Detroit. But at least they're guaranteed 2 more games. But those are my points, and then take me to your closing points for the next games, or any key points of today.
Yeah, rematch. Logan and Flaherty faced off that final game in Detroit. Flaherty pitched pretty well, only gave a couple runs. I think Randy and Julio both got him for home runs. Logan was good in that game. I think a couple unearned runs, if I'm not mistaken. So, but I'm with you. Detroit's kind of been a little bit of a house of horrors for the Mariners. I mean, listen, you go in Detroit, you win one, no matter what, you're coming back to Seattle, probably facing Skubal again. Don't know if we want to try and beat him a fourth time, but it's certainly better than being eliminated, right? So I mean, it's better than nothing. So you at least go and listen. You get one here. I think Game 3 is crucial because Game 4 is probably going to be Bryce Miller, and I just don't fully trust that. So I really think you're going to have to find a way to get Game 3 here. And then if you can get Game 3, you're set up well. And Game 4 isn't a whatever game by any means, but if you can win 3, no matter what, or not no matter what, but worst case scenario, you're coming back to Seattle for Game 5. So very similar to the Cleveland series 2001, kind of giving me those vibes. I think the games were definitely different. Hopefully not a 17-2 beatdown in Game 3, but lose Game 1, win Game 2. And then go on the road. It's a central team, so just got to find a way here. I'm glad they're off tomorrow. Get the bullpens rested and everything. Get us a little bit rested. Enjoy this W here. And listen, if you're the Tigers, you came in here and you did get home field advantage back. You split. I'm sure their fans are probably a little miffed because they're like, well, we probably thought we were going to win today's game of all the ones. And
Everyone
I kind of
did.
thought so too. Yeah, and of course went reverse. The Mariners never do things normally. And what's going to happen to Detroit. They're going to lose Game 3, then Bryce Miller's going to deal, and they're going to win Game 4 because that's just how it goes. But no, feeling good, and there's life. And you said it best. No matter what, there's 2 more games. You're not down 2-0. You're not facing elimination now for needing to win 3 straight. There's a chance you don't have to face Skubal if you can go in Detroit and win a couple. So you're in decent shape. You just don't have the home field advantage necessarily. But you can get that back with 1 win. And then I'm going to head out. But appreciate you having me on, man. Enjoy the W. And good grind today, man, with the Seahawks and the Mariners. Very impressive. And not easy games either. Both were.
No, both were very heart attack games, and that is exactly what I needed. But I am taking off too because I've got Korean food, authentic Korean food waiting for me in the kitchen. And everyone else, thank you for being on the show. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit notifications. See you on Tuesday for the Mariners and the Tigers. Go Mariners.